Hello everyone and welcome to this special episode of Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. I'm Captain Kyle and we're recording here this episode specially at RetroCon. Say hello RetroCon! So today our guest is out of this world. Well, can travel out of this world and also is from another planet. But I would like to present to you the Autobot Cosmos. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's great to be here.
Thanks so much for joining us. I know you're often very busy fighting Decepticons and flying around, so taking the time, thank you so much.
Well, Optimus thought it would be a good idea for me to do this show.
Well, I'm glad he thought so. So Optimus Prime, I understand he transforms into an 18-wheeler.
Well, some people think he's bragging, but that's right.
Okay. And other Autobots, they change into cars and planes and even some radios. Robots in disguise, so to speak. What exactly are you disguising yourself as?
Good question. Now, you might think changing into a spacecraft, a UFO, wouldn't be an effective disguise. But in the Midwest, I do quite well.
Okay. That's fascinating. So those reports of all those UFOs in the Midwest, that's you?
Or UFO. Well, some of them. It's not the only one, or I'm not the only one cruising those skies. There's company.
So the United States Midwest is like a great meeting ground for alien spacecraft?
I wouldn't go that far, but the locals seem to appreciate it when we show up.
How so?
Well, I've been taking an art course online. In the Midwest, they don't seem to mind when I practice drawing circles and squares in their cornfields.
Ah, wow. That explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't it be dangerous to people who are on the ground when you're doing that?
Oh, I'm always very careful to ensure that no people are in the fields when I practice my art. Though there have been a few unfortunate incidents with some cows.
Ooh. I'm not sure I want to know the details of that.
Everyone has a beef.
Yeah. Moving on. It is my understanding that Cybertron is a very highly technological, metallic world. How does it feel being on Earth, which is so much different?
Well, it's actually a nice change, being able to fly to different planets and places like that and explore. It gives one an appreciation for the world, new ones at that. Though, if I do get homesick for Cybertron, all I have to do is visit Detroit.
Oh. I hadn't realized that Detroit was such a tourist attraction for visiting robotic aliens. But speaking of you visiting different planets, you go on a lot of missions, very long-range missions, often alone. Do you find those missions rather lonely and boring?
Well, I usually do enjoy the solitary missions, listening to MP3s by 80s rock bands. I like that. I play a lot of Sudoku, plus I've read every Stephen King novel twice. But there are times I wouldn't mind just a little company.
Well, I do understand that Blaster sometimes accompanies you on those missions.
Well, sometimes, and yes, but I don't lack for conversation or music when he comes along. But sometimes, you know, he can be a little much to take. Lately, he's been rhyming a lot. It's like being stuck in a closet with vanilla ice.
Ooh. That doesn't sound like the most pleasant scenario. So perhaps being alone isn't always a bad thing. And then there's those battles with the Decepticons. I'm sure those aren't boring.
Oh, I would rather be bored. Battles, they're not a lot of fun. And I'm not the most, spry character in my robot mode. Yeah, step-by-step kind of counters, anyway. But Optimus knows this, and usually I spend more time observing battles from orbit. Or just in orbit in general. with people shooting at me and looking for signs of Decepticon activity. I don't get into the actual battles very often, except when they shoot at me.
Yeah, well, shooting at you. I can see where that would cause you to be in the battles, but it sounds like you're, again, a bit of a loner, and you're assigned to the more boring assignments. Sorry to hear that.
No, no way. When I'm up in orbit, I can catch up on Netflix. Oh, yes. I binge watch Orange is the New Black. So good. Those girls in their suits and that Walking Dead show. Oh, I totally dig Carol and Daryl. Plus, I can't wait to see who's going to die next on Game of Thrones.
I think a lot of people can relate to that. I didn't realize our television shows were quite the hit with you Autobots. Do you often get into heated discussions with other Transformers over the shows?
Oh, it's not just the Autobots. Decepticons like the shows too. Ramjet, well, he posted the other day on Facebook that he thinks that, well, Don Snow didn't actually...
Wait. No spoilers here. No spoilers.
Sorry, it's hard to, put spoiler space on a talk show.
That is very true. So do a lot of Transformers use Facebook and communicate back and forth despite whatever faction they might be in?
Oh, a lot of us have Facebook accounts and Twitter. Although, when you're in space, no one can hear you tweet. I think Starscream mainly uses Instagram, but he mainly posts selfies with captions like, "Behold the future leader of the Decepticons," and like that. He doesn't get a lot of likes, though.
Well, I imagine he wouldn't. It is interesting how Transformers seem to have adopted a lot of Earth culture as their own. How do you think this has affected relations between the Autobots and the Decepticons?
Well, we still don't like each other, but it does make scheduling battles interesting. Even Megatron wouldn't order his forces to mount an attack when a new episode of Gotham is on. Sure, we can DVR it, but, who wants to risk spoilers?
Yeah, that is very true. Around the water cooler.
That'd be the Energon cooler, baby.
Energon cooler, yeah. I don't drink a lot of Energon. It kind of gives me agita.
Gives me gas.
I could see that. What if Megatron turned around and assembled a team of Decepticons that weren't fans of Gotham to attack you guys, like, while you're watching the show?
Ooh. We still record the shows even if we watch them at the same time. And we would probably fight, maybe even harder because we don't like having our TV time interrupted. Makes us very cranky. Although some of us don't have cranks, we're all like electronic, But even the Decepticons aren't that cruel.
Well, that's good to hear. So do you think this mutual appreciation of Earth media will eventually bring your forces to reconcile and may lead to peace?
Well, it is possible. We have already signed an agreement to not have any battles before, well, no, nothing near George R. Martin, at least not until he finishes the series. That may actually be why it's taking him so long.
Well, if I was George R. Martin, I think I would do that. That is an interesting theory.
Yes.
But perhaps this can be the reconciliation to bring the Transformers race back together.
Maybe, but I guess it depends on how the series ends. Some of the most vicious battles occurred right after the series finale of Dexter. And you don't even want to know what happened after the finale of How I Met Your Mother.
Ooh. Well, let's hope the finale is more of the Breaking Bad variety.
That would be nice. I don't think we saw an aggressive move by the Decepticons for almost 2 weeks after that. But the Facebook group, they kind of went wild. Though Astrotane, he was a little mad. We had been off somewhere and missed it, and he came back to Spoiler City.
Wow. I can see where that would be quite a bit irritating. Cosmos, I'm afraid that we're just about out of time for our interview here. But it has been a pleasure speaking with you and finding out so much about the unique aspects of the heroic Autobots who battle the evil Decepticons, and of course the glimpse into your TV watching and social media habits, you know, of all robot folk, pretty much.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. It is nice to know and have a conversation now and then that doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, if I were to rhyme, I think that'd be a crime.
Please don't shoot at me.
I hear you. Well, thanks for everything. And now we're going to go off to some Cosplay with Constance, but we will be back. Thank you, everyone.
Today we have here with us, what's your name?
Nah, aka Judge Deere of the Bro Show.
And today we're going to be doing the retro team quiz. So I'm going to give you the name of a character, you're going to give me the team or the show that they're a part of. Okay, today we have here with us, what's your name?
Scarlett J.
And today we're going to be doing the retro team quiz. All right, to begin, first we have Short Fuse.
Short Fuse is part of G.I. Joe.
That's correct. First one is Short Fuse.
G.I. Joe.
Correct. Next is Hot Wing.
Hot Wing is part of a delicious snack? I don't know.
Delicious snack, yes, but it's also the Silverhawks.
Oh,
Next one is Hot Wing.
Ooh. Pass.
Silverhawks.
okay.
Pizzazz.
Pizzazz would be part of the Misfits.
That's correct. Pizzazz.
Oh, Gem and the Holograms.
Correct. Next question is Bengali.
Bengali would be a Thundercat.
Number 3 is correct. Bengali.
Thundercats?
Another one correct. Needle Nose.
Needle Nose would be part of the Technobots, aka Computron. Wait, no. Needle Nose.
Here we have listed the Decepticons.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Needle Nose.
Street Sharks?
It's Decepticons or Transformers. I would have taken either. Okay. Next is Wolo.
Willow?
Wolo.
Rolo?
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Rolo.
W-O-L-O.
Judge Deere is stumped.
Voltron Force. Wolo.
One more time?
Wolo? Wolo. W-O-L-O.
W-O-L-O. Again, pass.
Voltron Force.
I should have known that.
Uh,
Vehicle Voltron. Of course, that's why I didn't know it. I don't acknowledge vehicle.
Yeah, vehicle or air team, yeah. Next is Jack Bennett.
I should know this one. I should.
I don't.
I don't either.
It's Bionic 6. Jack Bennett.
Jack Bennett? From a cartoon?
I assume so.
Bionic 6?
Correct. Another one right. Snout Spout.
Snout Spout would be part of the Masters of the Universe. He-Man's team.
Another one correct. Snout Spout.
Masters of the Universe.
That's 5 so far. Look, come on. See, you're doing great. Orange Blossom.
Orange Blossom, if I didn't get this right, my wife would kill me. That would be Strawberry Shortcake.
Strawberry Shortcake is correct. Orange Blossom.
Rose Petal Place?
Strawberry Shortcake. Zachary Fox.
Zachary Fox. I'm stumped.
It's Galaxy Rangers. Zachary Fox.
The Galaxy Rangers.
Another one correct. Number 6. There's 2 questions left. Shy Violet.
Shy Violet would be part of the Rainbow Bright.
I'll take it. It's Color Kids listed here, but Rainbow Bright, I'll take that one. It's Shy Violet.
Rainbow Bright.
It's another one correct. Last one is Spoons.
Spoons? Who would want spoons? I'm kind of stumped. I don't know.
It's a Renegade GoBot. Last is Spoons.
Spell that, please.
Spoons, S-P-O-O-N-S.
Spoons. have no idea.
It's from Renegade GoBot.
Oh,
So was
okay.
that
That's actually really good.
5, 6 right? Was it 5 or 6 right? I think it was,
5 or 6.
I'll say 6. So you got half of them right.
All right.
All right, well, thank you for playing.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're such a dear.
Thank you.
That
But you
would
got
not have known.
you got 7 out of the 12 right. You did our best so far.
Really?
Yeah, you did the best.
Wow, sorry.
So I guess you're our winner of the day.
Yay!
And thank you so much for playing.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. And before we get on to our cosplay portion of the interview, some of you may have figured this out. The cosplayer was not actually providing the voice for the first part of this episode. The person who provided it is actually the voice actor himself, Michael McConnohie. Come out here, Michael.
Oh! I just tripped the light fantastic.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I
I'm
think
happy
he's
to.
still got it when it comes to Cosmos. What do you guys say?
Although you may have seen that since Cosmos has been in California a lot, his accent is maybe a little less Hungarian, maybe a little more south of the border. What can I say? It's all in where you live.
Does Cosmos enjoy tacos? That's what I would be curious about.
Tacos with Energon sauce. Yeah.
That would be very cool. So, Michael, as many of you know, is a very accomplished voice actor. How long have you been doing voice acting?
Seems like about 4 generations now.
Okay.
Well, not quite, maybe 2.5. But long enough to have developed an appreciation for every one of you people who makes my life worthwhile. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Michael. We actually did an interview with him, and we'll be showing that at the end of this episode. And thank you again so much.
My great pleasure. And this is where I bugger off, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you again so much. It's a pleasure working with you, sir.
Thank you.
But we'll need the microphone.
I thought it was a souvenir.
No. That guy over there looks like he would not allow you to take the microphone. It's Connie's turn. Did you like that or what? Was that cool? Should we do that again? You know, bring another voice actor on the show? However, he was the amazing voice, but look at this amazing costume. I want you all to meet my dear... Actually, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Connie Mecca's Cosplay, or Connie Jazzy Smirglio on Facebook.
Give her a round of applause. Look at that costume. That is awesome. So I understand you're a big robot fan.
Well, I have a few friends that have dubbed me the Mistress of Mecha because I will not build anything that is not mecha related for costuming.
Okay, well, I could see where that would be a suitable title for you.
Thank you.
So how long have you been building these wonderful costumes?
I've only been doing it about 5 years. In fact, Cosmos was my second costume that I've ever built, and he was done as a joke. We've rolled with it for the past 4.5 years.
What was the joke? Do you remember?
Do you really want to know? Do you guys really want to know what the joke is? Yes. It had to do with Rosemary Ward, who runs this convention. We were talking about your character fitting your build, and I just said as a joke, there's only one character that fits my build, which is Cosmos, because he's short and round.
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, the costume is an awesome build. I've seen you in other robotic costumes. How many different robot costumes do you have?
I've done 6 total so far. I think it's 6. My first one, I do a lot of anime because I prefer anime. My first one was from a series of known as Gal Gaigar. I did Choryujin. Then I built Cosmos. And then I built a robot for a friend of mine who does his own comic series, which is Robot God Akamazu out of Boston. Then I built Choryujin again. And then I built my Gundam that I had out here last year, which was Bakunetsu Maru. And then I debuted a new one yesterday, a Shogun Warrior. I did the Shin Getter, who is about 3 foot shorter than everybody else, with a big giant axe.
Yeah, I like big giant axes. Of course, most of the names you said I didn't understand, but I understand you're not a big fan of Star Wars.
No.
Hey, that's what makes the entire world go round. People cannot like Star Wars, and they're okay. Because, I mean, look at this. This is awesome. If she's going to have one slight flaw and not like Star Wars, I think the rest of it makes up for it.
And I do have some friends out here that know as a fact, one of my favorite things to do is help other people learn how to build stuff like this. You know, give them that starting point and how to do it without spending a lot of money, because you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to make an awesome costume. He cost me $50.
Oh, $50.
$50 to make this costume.
How many people have wanted you to make them costumes for $50?
Not for $50, but I do get a lot of requests for it. I just don't have time because, you know, real job.
Do you mind if I ask, what is your real job?
It has a really good title, but it doesn't mean anything. I'm an electrical mechanical technician for Sikorsky Aircraft. I built all the flight control systems that are going into all the Black Hawk helicopters.
Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive.
I've been working that kind of work for about 25 years now. And don't forget, I'm also a grandmother. I do this, I'm a grandmother doing this stuff, because all grandmothers should be crafty, right?
You are so crafty. Wow. I would not look at you and say, that's a grandma.
I am. I got 2 grandkids. One's 2, one's 5.
Wow, well, very nice. I don't have any grandkids.
You want mine?
No. They probably want, like, I don't know, presents,
Yes,
stuff like that.
Yes.
So what are your favorite, since I know you're not into Star Wars, what things are you into? Is it pretty much the robot realm?
I'm a mecha anime freak. I own over 1,000 toy robots in my house, from all genre, from the original old classics to more modern day. I'm also an artist. I'm a 6-year art major, and I have a weird hobby. I also collect carousel horses and carousel history. It's a bad habit.
How is that a bad habit? You know, heroin, on the other hand, is a bad habit.
Do you know how much a real carousel horse costs?
No.
A lot.
A lot.
I have one. Yeah, it costs more than my car.
Okay.
And I do watch Game of Thrones, so I'm wanting to see who they kill next.
Oh, see, yeah, she makes up for the Star Wars with Game of Thrones. Isn't she awesome? Come on. I mean, you make these awesome costumes. You're a grandmother, and you're still here at RetroCon.
Always. This is I've attended every RetroCon since the first one. Last year, I actually did a panel on the introduction to cosplay for beginners on a budget and how to build stuff out of nothing.
And I'm sure that is appreciated by a lot of getting started cosplayers, because I've heard somewhere that cosplay actually costs some money.
A little bit sometimes.
A little bit. When did you start getting into the robot thing?
Well, I've always loved robots. I've been a Transformer fan since day one in '84. I grew up with the Shogun Warriors and Ultraman, and I've always been an extreme tomboy. I didn't like the girly stuff at all. I used to like to take my toy robots and beat up the girly stuff. But after a few years, I learned about the convention scene, and I actually went to a BotCon, and I saw the cosplays for the first time. And the people I met originally were like Rosemary Ward, Crystal Calories, just this crew here, and I saw what they were doing, and I wanted to try it. But it was scary at first. Everybody knows the first time you go out in a costume, you're scared. You don't know what's going to happen. But I had some friends who, I think they're sitting back there somewhere, the guys from Pit Viper Studios out of Michigan, they shamed me into putting my costume on and going out on the floor.
We're kind of glad that they did, because the floor wouldn't be the same.
Non-stop ever since.
Non-stop? People badger you to put on your costumes?
Yeah. You guys won't let me let this costume die. Seriously, he's being retired at the end of this year. He has one more convention after this one, and he will not be shown again. He's going on display in my basement, in my workshop, because he's old. He's 4.5 years old. He has holes. He's worn out. He smells really bad.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was being very polite.
Sorry.
Actually, this costume almost didn't make it to the con.
Yes, it did not. My husband's been remodeling our basement, and he was painting the walls and didn't realize he splattered paint all over this costume. And over the past week, he spent hours trying to get the paint off of it just to bring it here because of Mr. McConnohie and this, this event here.
We appreciate him, and that's dedication. Wow. How long have you been married?
Almost 10 years.
10 years. Wow. That's good.
He's crazy.
Well, apparently he's crazy about you. So is there anything you'd like to say to your fellow robot fans out there about the costumes?
Well, I'm looking at one in the face right now who has been coming to me for help and assistance on something, a little project them and their friend are making. And I want to know anybody who wants any help. Come see me, message me on Facebook. I will do whatever I can to help you guys. And the work I've seen my friend, Mark Knuckles, has been doing has been phenomenal, him and his friends. And, if it wasn't for them, learning from me and appreciating the stuff I'm doing, I wouldn't want to keep teaching other people how to do it.
Well, that is awesome. Not only... I would say that's part of the true spirit of cosplay, is not just cosplaying for yourself, but being part of the community and helping other people.
It's never about yourself. One of my favorite stories happened in Allentown, probably the second time I wore Cosmos. I was kind of airing out, and this woman around my own age came running up to me in absolute tears. She was crying, and she came up to me and she says, "I need to hug you." And I'm like, confused because we're all like creepers. And so when I let her, and she proceeded to tell me that I was her only toy as a child.
Wow.
So seeing me walking around meant everything to her.
Wow.
That's why I do it. If you make one person's day, it's all worthwhile. It's worth all the blood, the sweat, the tears, the pain, the money. If you make one person smile that day, it was worth it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Well, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to have to say goodbye. We'll be back in a moment.
Today on Cosplay with Constance, we are interviewing a celebrity. We have Michael McConnohie with us. How are you doing today?
Just peachy, thank you.
Oh, great. So am I.
Excellent.
So how are you enjoying RetroCon so far?
So far, I'm taking it a day at a time. It is an incredible strain. The people here are the most noxious individuals I've ever run across. It's just constant badgering and problems and complaints. This is great. Everyone here is having a great time. I'm having a wonderful time, and I haven't seen any grumps here. It's cool.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen Captain Kyle yet because he's a bit of a grump himself. Mm-hmm.
What is grump spelled backwards? More like Pumurg, I think. Okay.
Pumurg. And what is your opinion on cosplay and cosplayers?
Well, myself, I don't costume because I live in my head. My costumes are all sort of cerebral. But, God, I've seen some amazing costumes. I was just talking to someone, I was at DragonCon in Atlanta last week and saw a beautiful little girl who was Mystique. It was skin-tight, beautiful outfit, and the makeup with the scales and everything. It was fabulous. And here I've seen, just saw a couple of Transformers walking by. Transformers-ish, no particular character, but just really fine work. And a nice big gun, which is always a good thing.
Especially at conventions, you could always use a nice big gun. Mm-hmm. Now, if you were ever to dress as a character, which would you want to dress as?
I would like to be Slimer from Ghostbusters.
That'd be really cool. You should do that next year.
Okay.
If you don't, I'm going to bother you and badger you and pester you.
I think a garbage bag with, like, slime and Vaseline, and then a big balloon. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I could throw balloons filled with crap at people. That'd be great.
No one will recognize you either, so you can just wander around and stalk people. And
No, let's say if you're throwing crap, you must be McConaughey, so.
Okay, I'll make sure to keep that saying in mind. Now, what works do you do? I know you're a voice actor, correct? Mm-hmm. And what have you voice acted for?
Well, at this point, since I'm about 112 years old, I've done about everything. Well, if you live long enough, you do. Transformers and G.I. Joe, Generation 1 and Transformers, I was Trax and Cosmos. And G.I. Joe, I was Cross Country. Who's kind of, a North Carolina boy he's got one of the highest voices in G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. And actually people accused him of having sung for the choir in Rome, but I don't think that was the case. Oh gosh, Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light, back in a retro sense. Done tons and tons of anime, a lot of video games. I mean, Crackdown. And
Now, in one of your, I'm sure, many, many voices, would you be able to say Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight in one of your voices for us?
let's see.
Just for me?
All right, but there is a distinction. I don't do voices. I do characters.
Do characters, yes,
Characters
I'm sorry.
have
In
voices.
one of your many wonderful characters, would you be able to say Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight for us?
All right, let's try a couple. Trax would say, Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. No one looks as good as I do. But then very few humans can take 3 coats of hand-rubbed lacquer like I can. At least not in public.
I'd hope not. Do you have any more? Or is that it for us?
I could also be John Wayne. Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. You better be there, Pilgrim, or you're gonna be in Dutch.
Thank you very much. Do you have any upcoming works or any projects that you're working on?
Oh, tons of things, but I never know what it is until they call me. But, however, I would like to say that I am asking people to support the Wounded Warrior Project, which is very close to me because I am a veteran myself, and the guys who are coming back really need a lot of help. And if anyone wants to help, please go to woundedwarriorproject.org, and they'll walk you through the process because our vets deserve everything they can get.
Well, I guess from all of us at Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight, thank you as a veteran. And maybe Kyle can put a link somewhere
That'd be cool.
for the site. And we'll be sure to keep an eye out for that. And we will also keep an eye on your works. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Wait a minute.
There's more.
There's more. I'm going to oppress you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, welcome back, and I'm afraid that's all the time we have for the show. Connie, it has been so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
That we are going to be so sad to see Cosmos retired, but it's been a good costume and deserves its rest.
Thank you, guys. At least he's finally going to a Transformer convention. In 4.5 years, he's never been to a Soul Transformer convention. He's doing TFCon next month.
Well, that's awesome. I wish I was there so I could see his final sailing of his ship through the night sky.
But I'm not killing him. He's not going in the trash. He's going to be in a nice, warm, safe basement with other mechas to play with.
And one day he'll be in the Cosplay Museum of the planet
Probably.
Earth. Absolutely. All right, well, everyone, thanks so much, and we will see you next time. In the meantime, have fun and cosplay on. Interested in cosplay, but you're not sure where to start? Get my book, Elements of Cosplay, Costume and Beyond, available on Amazon.com. Thank you for watching Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. If you enjoyed this episode, here's a few more you may enjoy. And don't forget to click the link to subscribe. Have fun and cosplay on.